Paltrocast. Steve Parker, Parker Steve. What's the correct order to put the names?
Say them at the same. What does it sound like if you say them both?
Starker?
Peeve. Just say peeve.
Here, wait, one second. There we go.
Yeah, peeve.
Yeah, I generally go by Peeve, and Parker normally goes by
Stark.
Yeah, Lord Stark.
Lord Stark.
Lord Stark. Well, longtime fan of both of you because Hot Heat, it goes back 20 years. I was one of those people that loved the first Hot Heat album and then got the reissue of the hardcore album, went, what is this? I was one of those people. But
wow, so you got scenes 1 through 13. That's awesome.
They sent it to me as a review album to a punk rock scene, and he went, wow, they used to be hardcore. Now,
there we go.
Well, it speaks a lot to you two and the quality of your music, in that you're able to do the punk thing, you're able to do the new wave thing, and now with Fur Trade, it's kind of a yacht rock sound. Do you mind the yacht rock tag?
I feel like we really leaned into the yacht rock tag a lot more on the first record. I feel like the second record's we kind of lean more into like city pop and like indie trash. I mean, but like, it's all just, I think at the end of the day with us, it's like, we're just chasing inspiration. And so wherever that inspiration leads us is where we go. And it still goes through our like collective filter, regardless of genre,
So the last time that I'll mention the Hot Heat name, now I know that you played bass in that band, Parker. How did you and Steve first connect?
We first connected at like a bar called, what was it, the Cobalt?
Pub 340.
Pub 340, yeah. I like came
Parker,
up to you and just grabbed your ass or
Parker
something.
Parker was smoking outside of a bar, which is normally where you'll find him anyway. And then I was just walking by, and somebody slapped my butt and was like, "Oi, Stevie!" And I was like, "Who's this clown?" But then the cool thing about that version of the studio was it was right above this like 2 or 3 different sort of punk bars, and we'd always have people come up and we'd be playing them new Hot Heat songs and stuff. And then pretty quick Parker was playing on that record because as soon as because he's got these beefy paws, and so he just like plays so tough, and I was like, maybe Parker's our guy. I don't know.
Yeah, it happened pretty quick. And then it was just super natch.
Was Beefy Paws ever a possible name for this band?
Beefy Paws?
Beefy Paws, yeah.
We are starting a pop-up restaurant called Beefy Paws, and we're just getting dogs to cook the food for us.
Well, you're allowed to bring dogs.
Oh, right.
Yeah. See, we with Mounties, we went to I forget where we were. I think it was in Vienna, Austria. And it dawned on us that people had their dogs in the restaurant on the bench with them as they were eating. And I was like, that's more civilized, in my opinion.
Yeah, that should be normal.
Because dogs are your children. Anyone that has a dog knows it's as precious to you as anything.
Yeah, and if someone's got a dog that's being a jerk, they're gonna ask the dog to leave.
Yeah.
But like, if you have a well-behaved dog.
You don't have, like, if a human like just pisses in your restaurant, you don't kick out to leave. Yeah, you don't kick out the species, ban them.
Yeah, you just kick out the one that peed.
Yeah,
or you don't.
Well, dog standards, they're different.
Yeah, Beefy Paws will definitely.
Pissers can stay. It says underneath on the awning. It says pissers can stay.
Well, Drew and my gal and I have an ongoing joke about how if we were to get married, I genuinely thought it's ridiculous that people couldn't bring their dogs. And she was like, what? You can't bring your dogs. So I was like, why not? They're your children. Anyway.
Right. Like on. Into a church?
No, well, we wouldn't get married in a church. We'd probably get married in like
a tent.
Yeah, probably like a tent by the river. 6. Tent for 6.
Cool.
If I know a couple other people that want to go, but I don't know.
Fingers crossed. I think enough people want to go. But Fur Trade, great band, take the compliment. And you have a lot of music videos. A lot of bands the music video is just for people playing in a rehearsal space. And Steve, you actually did a lot of the color correction and editing kind of stuff. Is that something that you learned out of necessity, or the whole time were you a video person?
It's a good question.
Oh, well, when I was 12, I remember my parents got a little handy cam, and that was kind of my main thing for years, was I would just invite friends, not even friends, just anyone I could recruit from school to come over to my house, and I would just film videos for years and years and
And
years.
they were called Steve's Flicks, weren't they?
Yeah, they were called Steve's Flicks, spelt with an X.
Yeah.
Because the X makes everything cooler.
Did back then, and it still does.
Oh yeah, it's an instant cred. But yeah, and no, I mean the video thing is just, it's more, I need to stay stimulated, and I love being creative on just random stuff, and I'm a tweaker. I'm a late night tweaker, not like Breaking Bad tweaker, but it's just it's fun. And Parker is getting like more and more like stoked on it too now, so
it was fun to have, like, once the album was done, have another reason to stay creative. And like, normally we'll come up with like an idea and then someone else will execute it, whereas this was like, okay, here we go, like, let's spend another week on something. And that's
yeah,
it's kind of nice.
it's like the because it used to be that when you make music, the hard part was having to promote it, and it still is, but I like taking things that are hard and finding an excuse to be creative out of it. And so by sort of taking over, I don't know, like when I think of social media, I think the people that do it best are people that do it differently than I do it and we do it, which is very personal, and you get like a true essence of who they really are. But if I'm just talking, I find I'm really, as you can tell, like boring. So
That's the word I was going to use.
I find if I put up like cool lights and I like make the edits really fast, then maybe I can put myself out into the world without feeling so insecure.
I was going to say more so, you probably had Second City Toronto training, and I get some yes and vibes going on from you in a good way.
Wait, what? What's yes and?
I don't know what that is, but I want to know. I'm curious.
I'll take it.
The main rule of improv is, no matter the statement that anyone makes, you have to continue the joke and go, yes, and.
Totally.
As opposed to just pulling a gun and killing them off like Michael Scott in The Office.
Yeah.
That, or just being comedy Judas and ruining the gag.
I
don't remember that.
Right. Ruining the gag is a hot look too, though.
The yes and thing is so big. It's true. Like with bands that work in the studio here, almost every band is like, oh, I hate doing social media. I'm like, well, then you're just dead in the water. So figure out a way to keep moving, even if it's not moving in the direction that makes you cringe and people are telling you to go. Just figure out a way to just keep moving your band forward towards something. Should be dragging it, and find what your thing is that will pull you,
even if it looks like Tim and Eric skits.
Like this like this one band, they were like, oh, when the camera's on I get nervous. I'm like, so do I. So let's just film all the time. So I just, before their session, I got like a little GoPro type of thing, and within a day nobody was thinking about the camera and everyone was being filmed constantly, and then it that sort of is what made them feel like, okay, maybe we can put ourselves on the internet more. But it's hard to film yourself or to be filmed. Like every musician I know hates that part of it.
It's a weird concept, but it is nice when there's someone else filming you. It's like, if you can have even just one band member, like if there's one band member who's willing to be the filmer, then it's like, okay,
right.
It's weird when you're like, when I have to like use my own thing and be like, hey guys, we're live out here.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, I remember, of all things, seeing this Metallica documentary where they're talking about each member's purpose in the band, and they're going, well, James and Lars write the songs, and Kurt designs this stuff, and Jason goes and meets the people. And you go, "Well, I don't think that those are quite equal.
Oh
What do you
wow.
mean? What do you mean? Like he goes and like shakes hands with the fans?
Yeah, he was doing the meet and greets that they didn't
Oh
want to do.
wow. Hey
Or
man, that's a tough gig.
Well, it's accurate. It's accurate in that like there's 100 things you have to do to be a band that anybody ever takes notice of. And
Okay,
yeah.
that's what you get for
so
having.
what I just learned is that the Fur Trade touring band, they're not only going to have to play bass and drums, but they're also going to have to film you and or do social media. They're going to have other jobs.
Yeah, and make us
Oh.
snacks.
Yeah, like snacks is a part of life. It's unfortunate.
important.
But yeah, like there's just so many things, and you get to a point at first when you start a band, everyone's super hungry and like, oh my god, like the odds of anyone giving a crap are so slim. So everyone wants to be involved with everything, but then you get to a point where you start to feel entitled to this, to where you've gotten to, and you're kind of like, yeah, I can just start like removing pieces of the body. I can take the heart out because it wants to hang with its girlfriend. I can take the liver out, and because, you know, it wants to go on vacation with its family. And then you realize like you have this atrophied, withering entity. And so then the smart thing I think is just be like, okay, we can't all do it all the time. So who's a naturally social person? Okay, Jason Newsted, very social guy. Cool. You'll be that guy. We'll try and be that guy too, but you know. And so yeah, I think Parker and I are on one hand, like what we love is being a two-piece, because already with two strong personalities, it's like, whoa, how do you make art with two strong personalities? And then four just seems like insane to me, but it can be done.
And when it's done, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like they're smart to not have Lars talking to the people, you know?
Yeah.
I always found it intriguing what music Lars was actually into, and it was never what Metallica sounded like. That
That's
supposedly he wanted Oasis to play at his wedding. Did you ever hear those stories?
No, but I mean I get it. What was he listening to? Like he was into Oasis?
He was at a Hot Heat show.
That's
He
cool.
was?
Yeah.
I mean, Paul's
yeah.
a fucking sick drummer. Makes sense.
To not our credit though,
It was
we
for
were
someone else.
we were opening for the White Stripes at the time, so he was probably there for them. And he didn't.
Why did you have to go and
He
say
made
that?
no effort to talk to me. So that's what kind of tipped me off.
Right, he was hanging out with Jack White the whole night.
I don't know. I don't know, but he definitely wasn't hanging with me. So that's cool though.
Well, his lifestyle determines his death style. That's what we've learned.
Right. That is, and don't trust him to make executive decisions on snare tones.
Yeah, straight up.
Totally.
It's pretty signature.
Well, hey, back to Fur Trade. Is there tour discussions happening? Will we see any live gigs in the future?
The first thing that we're doing right now is we have a month of DJ gigs that we're doing in November. We have like a residency at this dope club in Vancouver called the Painted Ship. And
well, I'll just add the asterisks. They're kind of an excuse for us to sort of work together live, but then also combine all these other sort of trippy components.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of been like our way to
bridge the gap into the live set, because just like looking at the live set, the way that I picture it in my head is like such a, it's just going to take time to like build it up into that thing. And this we found was like the intermediary to do it and to have fun doing it, which is also super dope.
Also because like, I mean, can I mention?
Yeah.
Parker just had a baby.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, Steve's gonna have a baby soon too.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So
wait, was I allowed to, I didn't
I mean, I haven't mentioned it before in online, but not because I'm avoiding it at all. Like I'm stoked. I've been not very social media savvy lately.
It just debuted.
But
I just got an exclusive. We're gonna have to clickbait and tag like maternity.
Clickbait.
Oh yeah, you know what? There's not gonna be a better way than through you.
Should I have something blue explode in the background here,
Yes.
or pink, or
Well, it is a girl. Parker had a boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, you should do a fake gender reveal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have something that's blue that you can just like explode right now?
Uh,
That was a stupid question.
Like you.
yes, and
Yeah.
Go on.
no,
You
I
could do
got
a
nothing.
blank
But we'll tag the congratulations, and we'll link to the gift registries within the copy of the article. So
Oh, that's
well,
nice.
You get. Do you know what a blue angel is?
No, but I know what a gift registry is.
Oh no. We don't need all that.
well, I've got two quick questions for you two, and then I'll let you go. And
Damn, this is the quickest podcast ever.
well, I figure let's be concise.
No, I love it. Don't get me wrong.
Not everyone. People aren't ready to invest an hour and a half
Well,
into us. I don't think.
that's what I was like, all right. Like I was like pumping myself up on the drive over here. I was like, okay, here we go. 90 minutes of this. You're gonna just
No, the publicist always goes, how long do you need with the person? I go, 20, 25. And they go, we'll give you 30. And I go, how about 18?
Oh, nice.
Understay, you're welcome.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's
So
great. Great.
both of you have a lot of titles and work that you've done. Like, for example, Steve, we know you're not only the dude who's been in bands, but you co-write and you produce and you engineer, etc. For both of you, are there sideman gigs or guest appearances that we can know about, or is it all fur trade and paternity forever?
Wait, like you just stuff that we've been working on?
Yeah, are we allowed to know that kind of
Oh,
stuff? 'Cause
oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just did the last Sleepy Tom EP with him. I played bass and co-wrote and co-produced that one, and he's a genius, and he's hopefully working on a remix for us right now. And I just did the Garrett T. Willie record, produced that. He's a brilliant blues cat who's blowing up right now. Just got played on the BBC last night, baby. That's huge.
Oh my god.
But go on, Steve. Steve's got a nice,
Oh,
healthy
yeah.
list as well.
Yeah, we're both just kind of it's hard to not say yes if somebody asks you to do something, because your initial instinct is like, oh my gosh, well, okay, like, your ego is just like, they want to work with me. Plus you got to earn a living if you live in Vancouver, unfortunately.
You got to earn a living no matter where you live, really.
Oh really? Shit.
some
Yeah.
places less than others.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
No, but I mean, the main thing is I like to work with bands where it feels like family and it feels like it's just a great time. And sometimes I'll work with people where I feel like it's work, and it usually that doesn't render a good result, and then they never want to work with me again anyway. So it sort of filters out people that just aren't the right match with me. And so the people that do mesh, I love it. Like, I'm doing Huxley's new record. Huxley Workman, we've just been co-writing in this room, and then I just kind of record as we go, and I'm supposed to send them 6 finished mixes by tonight. I don't know how I'm going to do that. And then I'm just finishing a music video for the matinee. And I've done some other stuff for them recently as well.
They're blowing up right now too. They got a new song on the radio.
Oh snap!
Is it Cut to Pieces you did?
Yeah.
That song's doing good.
It's open in an app right behind this Zoom here, and they're like, where is it? And then this band Fleece from Montreal, I've been working on some trippy video stuff for them. And then I did the Garrett T. Willie video with Parker.
Yeah.
And then I've been working with this guy Chris Pierce, who's he's great. I've done like 6 videos for him in the last, I counted it, and I've done 30 videos in the last like year.
30 videos?
Yeah, it's
Wait,
insane.
I haven't seen any of these videos.
Well, a lot of them haven't been released yet because they're just like ready to go for when the single comes out.
Damn.
But yeah, it's been a crazy year. And then production wise, I've been working a lot with the Banks brothers and doing their videos, but we've been
they're cool. I like
they're
those guys.
they're like as close to family as it gets. And then we've started doing some new mounties, and there's some other stuff I probably can't announce yet.
Yeah, save that.
Um,
Oh, and I've been working with Molly Annell, who's a fucking gene who I love.
yeah.
And I've been
What,
producing
say her name, because I don't know her last name.
Molly Annell, Annelle. She's like the best singer I've ever
Oh,
had the pleasure of knowing or working with. She's like Mariah Carey. It's fucked.
Yeah, she's
It's
really great.
insane.
It's fricked.
Sorry, it's fricked.
And
so-
oh, I did the last Dan Mangan single with Dan.
Oh yeah, and I played a little.
I did the
On
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
for a
And-
pause. Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Oh, Said the Whale. I just did their last single, and
ST Dub.
I did the video as well. What else?
That's too much as it is, because you don't know if Steve is mixing it, writing, producing, editing, all the above.
Ghost singing.
I do actually do ghost singing. I do a lot of Bee Gees.
Yeah, I do a lot of Bee Gees too.
Well,
But
the history of ghost singing is in Vancouver for rock. Do you know about that stuff with Little Mountain?
No,
what? Oh, about how it's haunted?
no.
Oh no, that's the warehouse. The warehouse.
Ghosts, not spooky ghosts.
Oh, okay, sorry. The warehouse is haunted though.
But what's Little Mountain?
I thought Little Mountain was the studio. Maybe I have it wrong and it's the warehouse, but it's where all the Bon Jovi, like all the Bob Rock stuff was done.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And I think Motley Crue as well.
Motley Crue, David Lee
Oh,
Roth did a record.
Yeah.
It's funny if you ever look up who the people who really did the backing vocals that you hear on those tracks are.
Oh
So
yeah.
I think Mike Reno from Loverboy is singing on You Give Love a Bad Name. It's a lot of the Loverboy adjacent community on the.
They were just getting those cats to sing because Mike had such a crazy range. I mean,
Yeah,
that happened a lot in LA too. Like Don Henley did a lot of that kind of stuff for people. Same with Michael McDonald. But with Michael McDonald, you know that it's him.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Michael McDonald.
And in LA, I would assume that's happening constantly. Whereas Vancouver in the 80s wasn't even on the map.
Right.
Which is kind of a trip to think
It's
of.
like a sneaky place to come in.
Yeah, to
And
be a
warehouse
rocker.
is so close to number 5 Orange.
Yeah, that's
Makes
true.
sense. It's
I actually David Lee Roth came to a Hot at Heat show, and my parents spent like ages chatting with him.
You mean your parents spent ages listening to him?
Well, yeah,
you mean chatting with him at the show.
Yeah, but no, it was a lot of output, and then I talked to him. I was freaking out. Then I found out the next day that he was a David Lee Roth impersonator, and I swear to God, if he was identical in every way.
Oh no! And was he just in character the whole night?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And like then there was articles about him, how he's like the most famous David Lee Roth impersonator, and at the time David Lee Roth was he was
paramedic.
He was in paramedic mode, so I was like, yep, definitely got duped. But
wow, that's great.
I mean,
that's cute though.
I loved it. I kind of wish I didn't find out because it was such a great hang.
So it sounds like I should send you both my book on David Lee Roth that's coming out on January 1st.
Do you actually?
Are you serious?
You get
the fact that you knew that, yeah, and the fact, Parker, that you knew that he was an EMT like this.
Oh yeah. No, we're fans,
big time.
That's so cool. You actually wrote a book?
Yeah, somebody had to deal with all the Roth.
That's huge.
So sick.
Writing, anybody who writes a fucking book it's such a commendable thing to do. It's not an easy undertaking, is it?
It is not, especially when Roth, his side of the story is very different from everyone else in the room's side of the story with every single thing. But
how long did it take you to create?
9 months ish of trying to track people down and go, no, swear, I can keep a secret, sort of. And you put it all together and then you have a book.
Wow.
And for better and for worse, I think if I set out to solve 15 mysteries, I probably now have 18 mysteries, because every time you figure out a David Lee Roth thing, you've uncovered 3 more things that you go, how did that happen?
Crazy.
Wicked.
Yeah, he's an interesting cat.
Wow,
Well-
that's great, man.
But the key is fur trade is fantastic. You're both working on a trillion things and really looking forward to what's to come after all these years of great music from both of you.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
thank you so
Thanks,
much.
brother.
I love your home, by the way.
Thank you. The wife tolerates the hoarding and it works out, you know?
It's organized hoarding.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going through a big house detox right now, like trips to the dump, giving stuff away to anyone that'll take it. Once you get there, it'll be beautiful, but there is something special about hoarding. I can relate to you.
The
Um,
band Hoarders coming soon. But in the
Yeah.
meantime,
That's great.
That's not a bad
That is a
name.
great name.
well, I was in the room, so I get a third of the copyright. So
Sure.
Wow. Just have everything in
Sure. Like
perpetuity
merch,
Perfect.
for
just like
life.
going through it with lawyers.
That
Just like,
easy.
so this guy from the podcast, so a third of merch as well. We didn't go over it. It's just easier to just put them in.
Paltrocast.